Hey, listen, how do you turn your Aeropress into a cold brew dripper using the Puck Puck? Find out how here on Bean Basics. Oh, hey there. Welcome to Bean Basics with Bob and Michelle. Welcome to sunny Saugatuck, and welcome to the Obis Lab. Hey, listen, today we're talking about a cold brew, cold drip hack. Now, we've talked about cold drip coffee before using the Soul Hand, and you see it right here. It's working too in the background. But today what we're talking about is a hack that uses your Aeropress. And so it's a little mod that goes with that. And that mod is something called the Puck Puck. And you can get that for about $24. Now, the Soul Hand costs about $42, so you know it's about half, maybe a little bit more than half of the cost. But if you already have an Aeropress, this is a great hack. So this is the Puck Puck, and these are the instructions. And by the way, I found the instructions to be very valuable. Let's see, it says what you need to know, everything, right? And the Puck Puck basically comes in three parts. There's something that's, a screen. And then these two parts come apart. Now this is really the dripping mechanism, okay? So the tighter it is, no water can get through this. The more I open it up, the more that water will drip through. Now maybe you don't know what I'm talking about yet, but you're gonna know what I'm talking about here in just a second, right? So when we do cold drip, we need a chamber to go into. And today we're gonna use a ball jar. You know I love my ball jars. And then we have to use our Aeropress. Now we don't need the plunger at all, but this will be the brew chamber, and that's gonna sit right here. But before we get started, we have to get a paper filter in at the bottom. This is pretty SOP for an Aeropress. And I'm going to actually use the Aeropress funnel to rest that in there and to rest this on top. So this is starting to look pretty familiar, right? Brew chamber, filter basket, brew chamber, filter basket, right? But this is where the Puck Puck comes in. But before I assemble that part, I've got to get the coffee in. All right. Now, Puck Puck recommends, and I find the recommendation spot on, about 38 grams. Now, we're going to be using about 500 milliliters of water to that 38 grams. But let me go ahead and weigh that out. And we'll do a little tare. And we're going to get our Big Best, my favorite for cold brew. You can hear my handy dandy airscape, keeps the coffee fresh, always does. I love just sitting right over here because the aroma just comes right up at me. All right, we're looking for 38.
39.6.
Okay.
37.1. 38.5.
That's close enough. We might be here all day long. All right, I sealed my coffee back up again, and we'll get that in the grinder. We always like to start the grinder first and get it going, but as you know, we don't like to sit around and listen to grinders. So we're going to get our coffee in the brew chamber. Remember, there's a paper filter at the bottom here. We're going to load all that coffee in, just like that. And we're going to give it a level off, right? Just a shake. And we do this with any method of brewing. We want to make sure the bed is flat altogether. But here's the thing that we're going to do that, you know, we talked about this when we used the Soul Hand. We're concerned when the water drips, how does it dissipate so it doesn't create a channel through it? That's why Puck Puck gives you this screen right here. And what we're going to do is just drop that screen right on top and kind of tamp that coffee down a little bit. Okay, so here's the magic. The Puck Puck inserts right on top, snaps right on, but where's our water? Where's our ice? That's the big question, right? Well, what they say is grab an Evian bottle, just like this. And this is the water we're going to use for it also. So nothing's going to go to waste here. And we're going to actually slice off the top. Okay, so let me pierce this. I was kind of worried that that wouldn't go so well, you know. Like, you know, I might cut off my finger on camera or something crazy like that. But remember, this is a hack. And so here's our brew chamber. It screws right in.
Look at that.
Okay, yeah. Now we need to make sure the puck is tightened down all the way, but now we're going to fill it up with ice. And of course, you know, this was a 500 ml bottle, and so we don't really need to measure our water. We're going to put in a whole lot of ice, and then we're going to fill all the cracks with the water. Boop. It's a little tilty the way I have it right there. Okay, we're full of ice. Come back with the Evian water that we poured into our pitcher and fill up our chamber. Perfectamento, right? So, you know, now we're looking a lot like our Soul Hand. Soul Hand looks pretty. This definitely looks like a hack. But listen, if you already have an Aeropress, this is a perfect hack. Okay, now we do have to get the drip rate right. And to do that, we have to unscrew the bottom part until we see water coming through the center, not on the sides like I'm demonstrating right now. And we'll get a pretty steady drip at some point. There we go. Now that's too fast, and so we'll tighten it up a little bit at a time until it gets down to about 1 drip per second, 1 drip per 2 seconds. The nice thing about Puck, and that looks about right, by the way. The nice thing about Puck is they do give you an app also, right? And so you can go to the app, watch the drip. Every time it drips, you hit the app, you hit the app, you hit the app. It'll tell you if it's the right drip rate or not. Okay. Now this should take about 2.5 or 3 hours. We're not going to sit around and wait for that to happen. Instead, we're going to say goodbye for right now and come back in a few seconds. Okay, we're back, and it's been about 3 hours, and as you can see, all of our ice and water have gone through our Aeropress hack using the Puck here. And so we have finished product, and it, you know, we put it right through into a mason jar, which is really convenient because once we're done here, we just get rid of this assembly, and we could put it in the fridge right away by putting a lid on it and chilling it down some more. Or keep in mind, this is a ready-to-drink product. This isn't a concentrate, so we could pour ourselves a drink right at this moment. Now, although we put 500 mils in, all we got out was about 400 mils. So, you know, it's about 1.5 cups, but when you use cups that have lots of ice in them, you might actually get 2 cups out of that. So, but let me go ahead and fill this glass up with ice, and we'll give this a taste test and see if it tastes as good as the Soul Hand. I do have the Soul Hand right behind me, and if you remember, we did an episode on the Soul Hand, but this is the Soul Hand right here, but we'll put a link up to that in the corner so you can check that out. But let me go ahead and pour this and give it the old taste test. Again, beautiful color. And here we go with the slurp. Clean, bright, no acid. This one actually has some floral components to it. I don't know how that happened with a cold brew, but who knows. I do like sometimes, contrary to things that I profess, I sometimes like to put a little oat milk in, right? And this particular oat milk I like a lot. It's got vanilla in it. It's got 1 gram of sugar, so I don't have to sweeten with any sugar in this. You know, oat milk is good for you and good for the environment, but it's a perfect complement to this drink. Let me give that a stir. And I think I'm going to tell you that I like this even better. Yep. Caramel overtones on that. Perfect. All right. Hey, if you liked this episode, go ahead and hit the like button. If you liked what we said or didn't like what we say, leave us a good comment or a bad comment. We'll take either one. If you got ideas about episodes you'd like to see us do, make a recommendation. We'll put the links in the description, but right now I need to leave you with this one note, and that is this: when you love the world will love you right back.
Hey, thanks for joining us. For future episodes, click the subscribe button. Bean Basics is brought to you by OneBigIslandInspace.com with 2 G's.